You would think it would be easier for me to start a video since I've been on YouTube for over 3 years now, but it's actually getting harder, and I think that's because I don't usually post long videos anymore. So this is me, I don't know, just kind of unloading a lot of thoughts because I have a lot going on in my brain. And I don't know, I just need an outlet to release it. So here it is. Um, I don't know. Today at work was pretty good. Work itself is good, but it is a lot harder than I thought it would be to go full time. Not because I don't enjoy my job, like that isn't the issue, but just realizing how little time you do have when you come home before you got to go to bed is kind of my thing. I try to fill some of my week with things that I enjoy, like tonight, Tuesday nights are game nights, and Wednesday nights are anime nights, and on Mondays I do dinner with another friend, and Thursday nights I try to do dinner. Can you tell I like to eat? um, I don't know, but then it's like by the time you get home from those things and relax, it's like, oh, I need to go to bed. And some days I'm like, yeah, let's go to bed. Like, it's easy to fall asleep. But other days it's like, but I don't want to go to bed yet. And that's kind of been a challenge of just realizing how to, I don't know, have, time for friends, time for myself, time for family before you got to go to bed, and that's kind of been harder than I thought it would be. Last night I got to go to a banquet for work, um, and get dressed up and have a free meal, and the meal was delicious. So that was kind of different uh, from the normal routine. I think kind of that's my problem is I get a little bit too in routine, or I get too stuck in a rut and get too used to things, and then I eventually it's like, oh, this is kind of same old, same old. Not that I don't enjoy the routine, but I just get so used to, like, I'm such a creature of habit. I get so used to things and then realize, I'm kind of, I don't know. I need change um, every once in a while. But work is definitely will do that to you. Like we had COVID. We didn't wanted to try to avoid an outbreak, so things had to be shifted and moved around. And I got to work in the residential home for the first time, and that was scary for me because I didn't know exactly how helpful I could be. Uh, there's a lot less support uh, at a residential home. You have two or three staff, which is normal because there's less people at day service. Uh, but I'm just so used to being at day service where there's 6, 7, 8 people that I could be like, hey, like this is what I need, or how can I help you? Um, so it was just a new experience. It was an experience that by day three, I feel like I like first day because it was very spur of the moment. Uh, it was a little more. It was the most nerve wracking. Uh, and then by day three, it was like, oh, this isn't as bad as I wasn't really nervous because it was day three at the same house, so I kind of had a slight feel of what to do, um, just because it's like a different pace there, different routines than it is when you're in charge of, you know, a day. Well, I'm not in charge. I am not the boss of day service. I'm just, helping hand. Trying to be part of the team. But it was definitely an experience that I enjoyed it actually. New environment, and I guess that's and kind of why maybe I enjoyed it more, just because it was something different and trying to do things a little differently. Just seems fun right now, or just trying to do different things seems like enjoyable right now. Uh, what else is going? Oh, I'm trying to win a contest at work actually. Uh, showing the life of what a DSP is in short form, like 10-second videos, like clips. They want to like to edit together to make one long video, but like there's a contest of like the most creative, or like just, you know, the best way to capture it. There's a contest, and I don't know. I think my submission was pretty good, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, and oh, I guess I could talk about this. I don't know if it's a secret or not. Uh, so Kyle, if you watch this, yeah, the person that is spearheading this project, his name's also Kyle. Kyle Scott. Um, he actually wrote a book in a split second about his experience with CP, and his idea is to get a bunch of stories of other CP warriors and put them in one book. And he asked me to write my story in 2,500 words max. So that has been actually a challenge of deciding like how I personally believe that my story is a story of acceptance, because I didn't like being disabled for a while. And some days it's rough, but of course, but I've definitely come to appreciate my CP and know that it's a part of me. But it's been kind of hard to put my story into 2,500 words max in deciding like what do I want to cover and what can I leave out, because to me it's all important, but then in the grand scheme of 2,500 words, you can't fit every little thing in there. So that's been fun, but it's also kind of been weird to rethink about some things that happened or different experiences. Like, what could I have done differently in this situation than I did? But it's a live and learn, and hindsight is 2020. But I'll have to keep you posted on what's going on with that. Like, I have until September 30th, and I believe I'm about 1,000 words. September 30th, and I believe I'm at about 1,000 words. But in which you're like, oh, you're halfway done, but I've only just now begun to talk about actually accepting my disability, because a lot of the first 800 to 1,000 words, something like that, has been about like my journey to starting to accept. So I haven't really touched on finally putting the pieces together and accepting, and then eventually becoming an advocate and working with disability, working with those with disability. Like, it's a lot to cover in 1,500 words max. So we'll see how it goes. It's definitely a puzzle piece, and I actually hate puzzles, but we'll figure it out, because I think sharing my story among other warrior stories will be really beneficial. And at one point I thought I wasn't going to be able to participate in this because I got the deadline wrong. Because work is, I don't know, working and then coming home and then trying to think about years worth of a journey about accepting CP. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I'm glad I was wrong about the deadline, and I've had time to really open up about it. And, I have 10 days. I can do this. But when that does happen, I will keep you posted on it. I don't know. And I've just been in a weird headspace because I just haven't really felt like myself. And I think that's just because I haven't slowed down long enough to really take care of myself, because I've been worried about, making sure that my consumers have fun while they're at work, and then focusing on family and making sure they're okay. I don't know that I've focused on myself long enough to just make sure that I'm good. And part of making sure that I'm good is making this video, just to kind of release some of the thoughts that have been going around in my head, and that I just haven't talked about. But yeah, I'm a work in progress for sure. But I know that I'll get there. And thank you for watching.